Okay? You look at all this. You look at what consumers have available to them. Okay? And how many ups have you ever met that love being that? An up. Okay? But that's what you got a lot of people out there looking at. I happen to have a nephew, 19 years old, doing great as a young man. And he's in the top half of the sales force of a CarMax dealership. And that sells $600–700 a month. You know, and I know I'm on film, I know this is happening, but I don't mind saying it's almost like a meat market. They're terrific with their 12% closing ratio. So do the math, okay? And tossing out, 88% of the people and not caring. There's no program to go after them. No program to keep them. Okay? So, and they're a publicly traded company. That's probably the best on looking at the financials. But I look at it and say, is that what we want? Is that what's going to sustain ourselves in the down times? I don't know. This is something that I have created here in the sense of this next quote, because this is what we experience in how we see dealerships growing here. Because every single human being, by their very nature, we want to be appreciated. Agree? We do want to be appreciated. But the deepest sadness in the individual human nature is the craving to feel appreciated. And how many of our customers feel that way? Yet, what we experience is that the deepest joy in team synergy human nature is the feeling to express appreciation. Those doctors felt great in expressing appreciation for their others. Well, those others felt really good about that appreciation and gave a little bit back, said some nice things to others. So my point simply is that, can we become a business where I like to say the miracle of life is to live life, just live it as a miracle. I mean, the opposite doesn't sound very appealing to me. I don't know about you. You gotta live it as a miracle, God bless you, and just try to find the good and keep going. You do not need permission. You shouldn't need permission to be a team player in a dealership. Under a program where we're trying to create a team in synergy, where we have some people from sales working every single day with every single customer, with people in service, and vice versa. It's not that this is going to be taking a lot of extra time. It's not just the physical. It may be the communication thing with email, video. We're going to see that. The whole point is that there's got to be something here where a consumer thinks, where a consumer feels, where a consumer is appreciated enough that says, these people that are doing this with me that I like so much is a business I'm sticking with. That's the idea. Because when it's all said and done, all the money in the world isn't going to stop, the people from this customer retention deficit disorder and continue to leave our industry, leave our business, go elsewhere. You follow me? We've got to do something different. Something, I think, a bit radical, and that's my definition of what a synergy dealership is. It's a business that works so, in oneness, working so cohesively together that produces far greater results than some all individual efforts combined could ever dream of doing. So, accept that for a second, and think about it. Let it sink in. You're selling $75 a month with 7 or 8, 10 salespeople. We're doing 700 or whatever, 600 customer pay. Now we're looking at this and saying, can we grow this in a systematic way that we were talking about on doubling customer count in such a way that 7 months, 12 months from now, we're going this way. Now, in Joe Girard's instance, he went this way in 1 year and basically stayed at this level. He did his work. He never worked any harder. Never. He worked easier. It all came to him because he had the whole system in place over that 1 year. So could a system in one place over 1 year in putting your dealership in a situation of, a teaching dealership, doubling customer count, retention proofing a synergy dealership, do anything for you, okay, and for your business? I'm just one who, I'm not anti-factory, don't get that wrong. It's just that, they get onto something and they try to make that their thing, and, let's have a game plan for customer satisfaction, so a game plan for customer experience. Well, You know, I like this whole idea about creating radical raving referring reverbs. You know, and you look at this and say, what the heck are we talking about? Well, you know, what's a reverb? That's exactly what we want. That's someone we had left us, and now they're back. They reverted back to us because of something we did as a team to bring them back. Because you don't have enough money, Paul, to spend to try to advertise your way back with them. But they're out there. Whatever your numbers are, 70%, 80%, 60%, they're out there. Do we really want to let them go? Or do we want to try to get them back here? Because I can tell you what happens here, they become radical. Okay, these people, once they get these wow moments. I'm a little bit radical right now, aren't I, about Hopkins? I'm radical about trying to help, you know, you to give consideration to the fact that I'll become, these people have become radical raving fans. I'm a radical raving fan of Hopkins, I know that, you know? And obviously my words may end up referring, without me even knowing, others to go, and maybe they would revert back into where the hospitals they were in and now only deal with, I don't know. It's really none of my business, but I do know this, okay? That, like, Hopkins was 21 years in a row as the world's best hospital, regarded as the world's best hospital. Joe Girard was the #1 salesperson in the world for 12 straight years in the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay? But what did they do? They both created radical raving referring reverbs. They didn't care about customer satisfaction. They didn't care that much about that customer. They wanted it all the way. Okay? This from the U.S. Office of Consumer Affairs. For every unsatisfied customer who complains, there are 26 other unhappy customers who say nothing. And of those 26, 24 won't come back. What do we want, people? This is what we're existing with in the marketplace. Can we do something about it? I want to just now get into sharing with you what I consider synergy habits that could potentially, okay, do something significant in your business. On your desk in front of you, there's a couple pieces of paper, 4-sided. One side is about the book. You know, you can get that on my website. But you know, I'd love to have you read it. That's the only thing I'm suggesting is that, you know, I'm not trying to sell anything other than the fact that the book would help you. I guarantee that. And some of the things I promised I'd give you. And then there's one page with some fill-in on the 7 habits. And I guess I'm just asking you, as I go through these, I'm going to go through them relatively fast to keep me on pace. David, where am I on time?
It's 10 to 5.
Yeah, you have 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay? So, the 7 habits, synergy habits. Advancing a movement, that's what I do, from training to coaching, then to team synergy solutions, okay, for everyone your business loves and serves. That's simple. But best examples, best experience, best reputation, these are the 3 principles that we go through, you know, of all equals the best branded doers of business for a synergy dealership. Based on what you know, if you want to put numbers down, could that possibly grow your business 10 or 15%, 20%? I don't know. You know, I'm putting 7. I just have a 2-headed person because we're going to work that way. You are. What's in it for them or what's in it for me satisfies one and all. I just give an example here. I use this product of Talk Fusion, and I use it with people very effectively because I haven't seen anything out there in the marketplace, and I've done video since 2007. But, you know, being able to do video emails is one thing, but I love the whole idea of live broadcast. You know, and I love them so much. Why? Because I can have a customer, I can have a woman in front of me in the service drive, okay, and we just did an inspection, we got $200 or something like that, and she's questioning, and we'd really like to talk to her husband, have to think about it. Can you see the office? Great. Can we call him? Great. Does he have video on his, you know, a lot of us have just video things right on our computers today, on our tabs. You know, he may be able to do that. Let's walk out into the shop. Live broadcast, instant, do it, show it, package it up, it's all given to her in an email, now they can look at it later even together. Okay, I mean, it's something that creates its own URL. You know, live conferences, the same thing. Think of newsletters. Okay, I mean, I look at this and say, these are just what's in it for them, things that you gotta have something out there. I'm just telling you what I use. But I like the whole idea of being able to go out there with customers. You heard Jim Ziegler the other night, the first thing he said was 88% of the internet's going to be video. next year. Is that what he said? I think. So my point is that you got to get into this and work this the right way. You know, in what I recommend is that you got to have daily coaching on it, daily training on it, so in your dealership. Our third habit is intra-departmental team synergy oneness. So in other words, it's got to be unconditional reciprocity. That's one thing, that's a ticket here for our whole program for you, is unconditional reciprocity, because it rocket boosts production. You know, if you think about this, and you're trying to get, you know, people from service and sales working together, from F&I and parts working, everybody's working together, and we can get that extra sale, extra sale, extra sale. Well, over time, that team of 4 or 5 that's going to multiply this way. And a bottom-up pulls up doers all they are. The fourth habit is CPR, the heart of business. I am certified CPR for real life, reviving and thriving the heart. But my point is, you got to revive and thrive the business, so you got to have a communication process and relationship system, you know, set up to building the skills for better communication, the better process that creates the relationship in reviving, because it's obviously our fourth, the all-centric habit, 3 above, 3 after. And character and integrity at the heart of a synergy dealership. The fifth habit I recommend for you is a lean and Herculean revolution of growth. Lean business, we practice it so often, and you're fired, you know, just getting rid of people. But a Herculean is one we're hiring in a way of, you know, it says the number 1 gross profit generating supercharger of growth. Well, that's growing more customers. 4 elements of business. Business 101 is customers, dollars per customers, margins, and expenses. Everything I ever did in business prior to all this, you know, in performance-based business had to do with the second 3, right? You know, who's in front of you right now, what can I do with them? We got to build that first one. That's the message that I'm trying to get through here. So, number 6 is what I refer to, that's the Chichester type habit, because you need to develop something in a world-class vehicle inspection process, including everybody. A vehicle demonstration process, including everybody. An active delivery process for every single service vehicle, parts vehicle, used vehicle, new vehicle. Using the talk fusion type thing like that, something like it, to create the retention with the recession proof business. So, you know, but look at the kinds of examples that you can think of. I mean, what's wrong with having a live broadcast and having your own car auction, used car auction? You know, you go live and put it on your website, you have a link to it, people can look at it for the next couple of days. Then you go out and market that. You know, you can do a lot of different things here that could be wow factors that you're not thinking of and doing in business today. And a radical, ethical, tangible, energized, synergized, 7 sense business. I consider the 7 sense of us as we, you know, in a team type synergy excellence program with excellent daily practice. It's going to take this. No one ever achieved anything of greatness without some coaching to do it. Look at any of the teams out there, any of the people out there. So live best examples, live best examples in balance. That's mentally, physically, spiritually, and then you have. This is really what I want to share with you very quickly. But this is where I see the genius in a teaching dealership and the genius in a synergy dealership. But in this slide, you know, I remember when the internet started. I remember when television started, black and white computer, telephone. I was there for. Now it's all converged. We got people as people, business person, branding people that can do all of this. Even create an affiliate business out there, you know, and going into businesses and creating business from it. And not have to go. They can do it right here online. So the whole point here is that you have an opportunity, I think, a real opportunity, maybe for the first time than you'd ever thought, that we can take something to the doers of business and create what we call here, we are one team synergy. Maybe I don't have all the questions, time for all the questions, but I'd like to at least offer that while I take a sip of water. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything?
What do you, so in your team teaching, are you talking like even the sales department that you're doing, you know, team selling? Instead of having everybody, you know, on their own, that they're working together as a team to sell, is it a look at that kind of thing?
Well, I know there are people that want some of that, and I'm not saying that's bad. What I am trying to say is that customer is coming in for sales, for instance, but that customer needs to be a customer of the entire dealership. Mr. Tucker, God bless you, have a safe trip home.
Yeah, we'll do. Hate to run, but.
Thank you. And I'm just really suggesting here that we unitize a dealership in the sense of everybody working together for that one customer at that one time, okay? And that means, you know, it's just a simple example. A customer, we know a customer's in talking to a salesperson right now. It doesn't matter how he got there or she got there, okay? Can someone interrupt and say, hi, can I get you a cup of coffee or a glass of water? You know, I'm Tom Wiegand, I'm out of the parts department. I just want to let you know that we're grateful to have you here at this dealership. I mean, little moments. We can come up with these verbiages, whatever it is. You know, you have those campaigns. My point is, I really think that any time that we can engage from other areas and welcome them, because typically they're not. I mean, most dealerships still today do not go and get that first appointment.
You're not necessarily saying you have to change your processes, but you need to change the focus.
Yes.
That the fixed operations people are as important to the sales department, and the sales department is so important that we need to make sure that we have. Is that kind of what you're headed?
I think, Tom, you said it perfectly well. You know, because we have to do this for the sake of our future. Okay, I think our industry is going to become an industry of specific doers that are going to be out there growing this thing in a grassroots effort, okay, and trying to win people, because yeah, I'm seeing it. You know, I bet you're seeing some of the things you're doing right now, in the sense that, you know, it's not the dealerships per se. They may have an idea as leaders, but they give the leadership down here, go and do this, spread this word. Bring people in, you know. I don't care what department they come into first, bring them in. Okay? And now we now keep them in. And what do? You know? I think leaving it in one walled department in a dealership is not going to work in the future. Okay? Because I've been in those walls. I've listened to them. I've heard others. Okay? I'm not going to say, people want a relationship. More than anything, they really want a relationship if you expect me to be loyal and to keep returning. They want a relationship. And you know, you can't have a relationship with a building. You can't have a relationship with a name of it on a building. Or think, oh, because I see the owner on TV, or the sales manager on TV. Okay? I want to see the service manager, the service advisor, the tech on TV. That's the person we want to come and see. You know? And why don't we have in fact, why don't we have a video of the tech, the service advisor, the salesperson, an F&I person, an internet? These are people you can come and see. Any one of them. Because you get to meet every one of them. You know, but these are the kinds of situations that we have to put ourselves into if we're going to expect, okay, to capture a bigger chunk of what's out there. And you know, I don't know. I mean, if I were to bring up fixed coverage or service absorption, I don't know what you know about your own dealership. Okay? But the fact is that I'll guarantee you, Keenan, I'll guarantee your dealership right now, that if you made a decision to go into an effort to double to become a teaching dealership, double your customer count, and in 7 months or a year from now, you did that, okay? Your absorption would be over 100%. And I don't know any general manager or dealer who wouldn't have saliva coming down thinking, oh my gosh, I have 100% plus service absorption. Okay? Because if you don't know what that means, it means that for every car you sell, the gross goes on the bottom line. I'll make it that simple. Don't need to give you a definition. Okay? But that's the simplistic role. But the fact is, you know, why? I used to go in and train the sales, we've all been trainers. Now I'm saying that, you know, I know I'm sitting here and some of it's like deer in the headlights to you, I understand that, but we're trying to do this and say, why don't we be teams? Why don't we work at this together? Why don't we sit down and put a plan together between sales and service and what we're going to do and how we're going to do it with every single customer to make moments. You got a king back here of prospecting in frame. My point simply is that I really believe I don't know whether Fran believes this or not, but I believe this, that we're not going to have the ups that you think we have. The outlet's going to go away because they've got everything right in there, right on their hip. And you know, they're going to look, they're going to explore, they're going to pre-qualify people. They're doing it right now. They're pre-qualifying the people that, and do they really like that popping up and down on your website? And I can live chat with you right now. Okay? You know, somehow we got to get that connection where we're actually physically on here, video, get to a live thing. I can set you up real quick. Let's talk together. Okay? Put myself side by side. I don't know. I have to put myself side by side with someone. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them. We're side by side on the screen. So my point is use the technology that's out there to try to create some of these relationships. I'm not bashful. I'll tell you, for all that system I told you about, I pay $35 a month. Okay, so my point is that there's not thousands and hundreds of what we're talking about here. We're trying to do it in a human synergy solution connection. How do we connect our people better? So that what we have out there in a consumer base is saying, so this I like.
Is there any specific way that you can consult with people to do that, or is it, do you every dealership different, or every dealership,
Well, you're asking honestly a question I wasn't in a position because the camera's on and answering. But I mean, how I do things, I'll share this with you very simply. How I like to do things is I believe his dealership, your dealership, and maybe a few others should be all together on a daily basis on my live TV show, for instance. Okay? Learning and growing together. That's how I do it. I think that is far more important than being on an airplane, spending all the money, a heck of a lot less expensive, and we can engage, and we can have people interacting, because it's all together, So I look at
dealership on the same scale as you're getting people, so you're making sure that your service people are engaged in the sales, and sales engaged in the service.
What are the things we have to do? I don't really need to get in, hopefully, and do much training. My goal is to move into coaching. My goal is to move into team synergy initiatives that are bringing these people together, and every single day we have on their best practices. What are you doing in your dealership, Tom? Somebody's taken over. The microphone goes down. So it's a share scenario where obviously some people can now obviously interact, okay, and share ideas back and forth in a learning that we do every single day, several times a day. So, I mean, that's how we try to do it versus, trying to do one at a time. Can you do many? And some of you have many dealerships, whether I don't care 3, 4, 5. Some of those can get on one of those simple programs. But, however you do it, I'm just suggesting to you to give some thoughts, because I came here with 3 promises that you wouldn't be bored, that that you could, your life would be changed for the better because of what you're learning, and maybe your business could be changed if you apply. Okay, so if you can't tell me that today, that paper, would you take it with you? Those sheets of paper, it has my number on it, my email on it, and communicate with me. Share, give some thoughts to some things, and just let me know your heart.